Good morning. You are listening to UpReach, a morning devotional presented by the Church Street Church of Christ in Lewisburg, Tennessee, to encourage you as you face the opportunities and challenges of today. Let's begin this day together with some inspiring thoughts from God's holy word. There remains therefore a rest for the people of God, for he who has entered his rest has himself also ceased from his works, as God did from his. Let us therefore be diligent to enter that rest, lest anyone fall according to the same example of disobedience. Hebrews chapter 4, verses 9 through 11. Rest does not necessarily mean doing nothing, although there are times when it does. Often the best rest is a change of activity. Few men achieved more work than James Moffat, a translator of the New Testament. One who knew him well said that in Moffat's study there were 3 tables. On one was the manuscript of his translation then in progress. On another was the manuscript of a work on Tertullian on which he was then engaged. On a third there was a manuscript of a detective novel which he was in the process of writing. Moffat's way of resting was to move from one table to another. Tiredness is often as much staleness as anything else, and the way to defeat it is not to do nothing, but to do something else. It is almost a law of life that a man is all the better for having more than one thing to do, even if the other thing is no more than a hobby which is dear to his heart. Real rest must always result from contact with power. Clearly, when a man is tired, it means that his own personal resources have been overstrained, and that he must make contact with some source of power other than his own. When a car battery is exhausted, it is obviously not enough merely to take it out of the car. It must also be brought into contact with a new source of electrical power from which it may be recharged. Real rest must therefore result from contact with God, so that our strength may be renewed by contact with a power beyond ourselves. Repeatedly, Jesus had to go into a lonely place to meet God, and what was necessary for him must be far more necessary for us. What about you today? Is your life connected with the true and only real source of power? Are you able to truly rest in contact with God? Why not ask God to help you realize the fact that the only real rest is the rest found in Him? Why not turn to Him today, lean upon Him, and find that true rest your soul needs? This has been UpReach, a presentation of the Church Street Church of Christ in Lewisburg, Tennessee. I am Kyle Bolton, the pulpit minister at Church Street, and I would like to personally invite you to come and share times of Bible study and worship with us each week. We meet every Sunday at 9 o'clock a.m. for our morning worship, followed by our Sunday school for all ages at 10:15 a.m. Then we meet again at 6 o'clock p.m. for our evening worship. We also have a midweek meeting for devotion and Bible study on Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. I hope to see you there. Have a blessed day.